Hi everyone, Cam Roberts here, and I'm joined with my good friend and business partner in Business Reinvented, Steve Plummer. Steve, thanks for coming on the show today.
Hi Cam, great to see everyone and great to see you again. How are you going?
Good, mate, good. Now, on the business broadcast today, we thought we'd mix it up a little bit and give people some insights about how to magnetically attract their dream clients. So do you want to share with us what's the title of the broadcast today?
I think you just nailed it there, Cam. How to magnetically attract those most likely to buy, and that's probably the key thing in a lot of marketing. We tend to think that, and I have this discussion, you have this discussion with clients all the time, that, who's your market? Well, everyone, really? Well, no, it's not. That's the wrong answer, to be blunt. And well, how do you know who your market is? You've got to go and do some research, right? That's the key thing, and knowing their psychographic data, their demographic data, and so forth. And the key thing there is, well, how do you attract them to you? Let's talk about one way, Cam, and that's with lead magnets. And have you got anything else to quickly add there, just to intro the lead magnet concept?
No, that's good. I probably just explain, a lot of people have probably heard the term lead magnet, but if they haven't heard the term lead magnet before, Steve, what is that?
Okay, it's something you give away in exchange for contact details. So it's something valuable that the business has, that the market wants, and you say via your website, your ad, whatever it might be, hey, if you'd like information about, enter your email address and we'll send you the information. And then that's how you build your list, and everyone knows that the money is in the list. And so the bigger your list is, the more chance you've got of reaching more people and helping more people by selling them stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And really, it's a way of moving people from one sandpit to another sandpit. That's the way I explain it to people. And whether it's from Facebook ads or Google ads, or whether it's from other people's lists, often that works as well, Steve. Like, you might have an email list. I've got an email list. I might say, hey, Steve, I'm doing a little thing. Do you mind if you send this out to your list? You do it for me once, I do it for you next time. And, it helps everyone. So that's always a good option as well. So it doesn't always have to be paid advertising.
No, certainly not.
Could be social media. It could be a link that you put on your Instagram profile, or a link that you put as your LinkedIn profile, for instance, where people can access and take that first step. And it's really about having that first step and building that relationship, Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And, Cam, there are many ways you can do that. You've also got to know your lead magnet must appeal to the buyer in the right stage of the buying process. For example, if you're in the retail environment, for instance, a lead magnet that works well is, hey, put your email address in here and you get 15% off your next purchase, right? That's a really simple, quick and easy, but very effective lead magnet. If you're in a service business where, you're charging $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for whatever your service is, people don't make that decision like that. So, hey, put your details in here and, get 5, 10 or 15% off. Is probably not going to work because people aren't quite ready to buy. Usually with big purchases like that, people do their research, right? So you might need something else that's different, that's going to get them to take one more step closer to you, if you like.
That's right.
And that's where something like, that's where a free report or a checklist or a training video, something like that works well. And again, it only appeals to those people who are interested in your services. If you're a roofing company, you don't really want people who want to buy new cars or who buy shoes, right?
That's right.
You only want people who are interested in having their roof repaired or restored or whatever it might be.
Yeah, that's right. And I was just going to add to that, you made a good point of getting people in the right buying stage. So you could be a roofer and there could be people who are just shopping or tire kicking, they're just looking. They're actually going to need a different lead magnet than someone that's ready to buy and get their roof fixed tomorrow, right?
Totally.
So even that should be tailored and targeted to the different types of buyers in the buying consideration stage.
Yeah, totally. And that reiterates what I said before, in that you just have to know what it is you want to achieve with your lead magnet, and marrying that and matching that to where the buyer likely is in that process.
Yeah. Now, Steve, you're an expert in sales language and creating words, on paper that systematically sell and make the sales process easy. What sort of words or what sort of concepts or formula is there for creating a lead magnet.
Yeah, okay. So like I said to you, if it's in a retail space, that 15, give us your email address and you can get 15% off. That's easy, right? There's not a lot of, not a lot else you can do other than say that. But if you're in that service-based business where there's a longer lead time, there really are probably three critical components there. And the first one is the title, right? The title has to grab them. It mightn't be surprising saying, well, you're a copywriter, of course you'll say title, but that's it, right? The value of the lead magnet lives or dies by its title. Okay, so it's got to speak to the motivation of the buyer and what they want or what they need. Okay, if it doesn't do that, then it won't compel them to do anything. So the title is a key thing where you should be spending most of your time, which again is copy 101. You've got to get their attention. If you don't, it's over. The second thing is you then, so once you've got your title sorted, you've got to have your content. And that might be a one-page checklist. It might be 5 mistakes to avoid. It might be 22 tips to buy under market value, whatever your thing might be. You've got to have your content. The only thing I would say there is, particularly in the B2C market, you would probably make it easily consumed, unless you're doing like a big shock and awe pack, but make it easily consumed within 5 minutes or less. That tends to work well these days. A one-page checklist, for instance, works really well. So you've got your title, you've got your content. The last thing is there needs to be a call to action in there, Cam. And even if it's book in for an appointment, you really probably want something a bit stronger than that, but at least make sure there is that what's next process, because as business owners, we're in the business of selling, so there always must be a what's next process. All right, so title is key, the content, and then a what's next. Don't miss those stages. You might want to throw some social proof in there as well. That's always important too.
Yep. You made a really good distinction there, and I think that's, and I want to bring it back up again, and that was, it actually doesn't need to be really long, So you said a one-page checklist. It could be a page with a title page, the checklist, and a call to action page. I think, I talk to a lot of people, and they seem to be under this illusion that a lead magnet needs to be 20 or 30 pages long. They spend so much time trying to create something, whereas the person on the other end of that probably doesn't have the time, because they're in that consideration stage, to consume that content. So, give them something that can solve part of their problem now. Like if they've got 10 steps to getting a problem solved, maybe you can solve it in 4 steps. Like, what are the first 4 steps of that problem being solved? And how could you create something of value to them that you can give away free, but they can consume within minutes, right? In 3 or 4 pages.
And give them a result is probably a good thing as well. Like a checklist gives them a result to put against something. If it's mistakes to avoid, that gives them a result. They're armed with more information when they go to buy. So that result is a really important thing. It's correct what we're saying, Kim, about make it easily consumed. I saw some research the other day out of the US that in the B2B space, the most downloaded lead magnet type was an ebook. An ebook you're thinking is a bit longer. The second most downloaded was a white paper, and webinars are on the rise in the B2B space. So, Cam, the marketing world is ever changing. You've got to test different things, but based on principles. Just make sure it's got a really good title that grabs them, and make sure there is some good content that shows your expertise, that gives them a result that speaks to their problem, and then there's got to be a next step. Otherwise, why do it, kind of thing,
That's
right.
So
you want it to give you 2 bang for buck. Build your list, but also give them a chance to do business with you.
Yeah, and you made a good point, and that is, don't just have one lead magnet, because you don't know what's going to work. You don't know whether it's the ebook, the white paper, the guide, the webinar. A business should really have all 3 or 4 of those types of lead magnets to get people into their list and get people re-engaged into the buying cycle again.
Totally. And just as a quick example, you might have 10 things to consider before you hire a roofing company, and number 9 might be the 6-point checklist. It might just be that 6-point checklist is all they want, so you can take that out of the report and test that as a lead magnet of its own. So you do have to test different things.
Yeah, that's good. And Steve, do you have anything to show people about what a good lead magnet looks like, or what it could look like?
Yeah, absolutely, Cam. So if you we'll just bring up on the screen there, and this is practicing what we preach here. So here's a lead magnet that I've created, which is a copywriting based one, and copywriting and marketing obviously is applicable to many business owners, but it's the 13 most potent copy tips of 2020. And if you if you're in the copy marketing space, you want to know what's going on and what's working in 2020. So it's got a title that gives them a result, right? So next page, if you want to keep scrolling, Cam, next page.
Yeah, and you're telling them who it's for too, Steve, which is great.
Yep.
And even in the post-pandemic new world.
Yep. There's a just disclaimer and who I am, for instance, with a bit of credibility. Then we go on to the next 2 pages is the content of it. So the 13 tips are there. And the next page. And then we have some proof down the bottom, but the next step is a marketing calibration call. So it's basically great title. Here's the important information that you wanted. Then, hey, here's the next step if you want to take that. And that I follow that in 99.9% of the lead magnets I create for myself and for my clients, because it's a formula that works.
Yeah, that's great. And we've actually built that as a bit of a process for people to go and experience. We've actually built that with a little bit of a mini nurturing campaign there. So if they go to businessreinvented.com.au, they can actually access that over there, Steve. Right?
Yeah, so that's right. So number one, if you were interested in those 13 copy tips, you can get access to it. As Cam said, you go there, you enter your email, your name and your email, and then you go through the process. Yes, that means you will get emails from us. No offense if you want to just grab the lead magnet and then unsubscribe. That's quite okay. I don't know why would you want to though, Cam? Unsubscribing from us though, come on.
Exactly.
But you can do that. Okay, so if you want to just see how that whole process works, there's that mini opt-in page. You'll get a thank you page. Then you'll get an email with a link to the report. You can download that, and then you'll just see how the process all works out. So that kind it's very simple. It's basic. It's really quick, just so you can see how the process works. So it is all about magnetically attracting those most likely to buy. And certainly with that one, for instance, if you're not interested in copy or marketing, if you're interested in archery, you won't opt in for that. And that's good, right? Because as a marketing guy, a copywriter, I don't want to talk to someone who's interested in archery, right? It's a waste of my time and their time. So that's how you magnetically attract people. Yeah.
And I've just put that link in for people in the comments section as well, so they can download that in the comments section. So that'd be cool.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, good.
All right, Steve, that's a great episode of the Business Broadcast. Thanks for that. Some really good insights there. And
pleasure, Cam. That was fun again.
Yeah, absolutely. And if folks want to know more about working with us or getting help, where can they go to?
They go to businessreinvented.com.au.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, everyone. We'll chat next time.
Good to see you all again, folks.